What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to teach you in 3 easy steps how to get your first movements on inline skates. All right, so while I wear my skates, I'm just going to go over some pointers and some tips to help you. So first, I recommend you do get protective gears. I know I'm not wearing elbow pads, knee pads, and a helmet in this video, but I do recommend you get them because wearing protective gears is a very big confidence booster if you are learning to skate. So I'm going to teach you how to get your first few movements on inline skates in 3 very easy steps. So obviously, this is before step number 1. You should make sure you wear your skates and you should make sure you are comfortable in them. All right, so step number 1, you practice how to walk and you practice your foot positioning on the grass. Okay, so when I come here, if you can see my feet from there, when I'm here, this is the inner edge of my skates. In between here, when my knees go in, this is the inner edge. Now this is the outer edge when my knees go out. All right, now when you are practicing to walk in the grass, what you should do is make sure you are on the center edge. Make sure you are really straight on your skates. So if I face here, I make sure I'm really straight on my skates. My foot is, both feet are pointing forward. All right, so step number 1, you would want to make sure your toes are pointing out a little bit. Still stay on your inner edge. Make sure your feet is straight. You are not on the outer this way or on the inner this way. You make sure your feet is straight this way, but you make sure your toes are pointing out just a little bit this way. You make like a little V with your feet. All right, so the idea with that is to make sure you have a little V, and then you bend your knees and you take a few steps. You can keep your arms forward just to keep you balanced. All right, and then you take a fair few steps. You can do like 10 steps forward, 10 steps backwards. The idea is to make sure you are used to the weight of your skates, and then you are used to lifting your feet and moving around with your skates, because the skates are quite heavier than regular shoes, and so that weight difference helps a lot. And also, walking in the grass keeps you more stable. It helps you find your balance. All right, so you bend your knees and you take a few steps. It can be 10 steps forward, 10 steps backwards, depending on where you have, or depending on how much space you have. And then you can even maybe try to stay on one foot while you are in the grass. All right, some of the things people ignore is, if you are learning to skate on the concrete, you have to make sure it's very flat. Now if you happen to skate in a place that is sloped, for instance, you can see in the video because of the camera angle, but this place is sloped towards my right. It means the free flow is on this side. When I turn this side with my feet pointing forward, my skates just move. And then when I stay this side, my skates are likely to move backwards again. All right, so if you are learning skating in a place that is sloped, you make sure you are going across from the slope. You are not going from up to down or from down to top. You are going across, whereby your skates are not pointing downwards, and so you are not affected by the slope. All right, so if you take a few steps in the grass already and you have to move to the concrete, if moving straight with both feet on the concrete is scary, what I recommend you do is, if you have a line like I do here where the concrete is on one side and the grass is on one side, if you don't have grass, you can actually use a yoga mat for this. You just keep one feet on the yoga mat or on the grass, and then you keep your left feet on the concrete. The left feet will move, the feet on the concrete will move faster than the feet on the grass or on the yoga mat. And the whole idea is to make sure you are getting in control of the speed of the foot that is on the concrete. The same V position you do on the grass is the same V position you do on the yoga mat. It's the same V position you do on the concrete. All right, so in this case now, just like practicing on the grass, you are going to have your toes pointing out a little bit, and then you try to mark time left to right with both feet pointing forward this way. You don't do a V yet, you just mark time. Now as you mark time, you slowly get your toes pointing out into the V, and you realize your skates will begin to move forward by themselves. And when they start to move forward, don't get scared. Just make sure your knees are bent. Don't freak out. You keep your knees bent, and then you keep marking time as your skates move forward. All you have to do is make sure your feet don't go this wide apart, because when they go this wide apart, it's likely you lose balance and you can fall. And you could possibly just freak out, have your arms in front of you trying to reach for the ground and trying to balance yourself, or you could just fall backwards. which is easier and also safer. All right. So point number two, come back to the concrete. All you do is mark time. You make sure your toes are pointing forward. You are standing on your center edge, your toes pointing forward, and then you mark time. And as you mark time, you begin to move forward. You begin to move forward. You begin to move forward. And all you have to do, like I said, is make sure your feet don't go so wide apart. And so bending your knees, staying lower to the ground, keeping your foot shouldn't go wider than your shoulder distance. The distance in between your feet shouldn't be wider than your shoulder distance. So your skates can be here and then your shoulders are here. This is too wide, you end up losing balance. So point number two, just make sure you mark time and make sure you take it very slow and you keep your feet in a V position, your toes pointing out slightly, and that is going to help you go forward. Trick tip number three, all you have to do now is just practice, practice, practice. For some of you, it's going to take you 1 or 2 sessions to get moving. For others, 3 or 4, maybe 25 or 26 for other people. But then just understand, skating gets better with practice, and nothing would make you better at skating other than practicing. So I'm going to end this tutorial here. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you on those. Uh, if you like my t-shirt, I'm going to link it in the description. I'll see you guys again in another video. Have a great day. I'm out. That's something to look forward to on your skating journey. Bye bye.